Hi, my name is Lee Waters. We are here with Down on the Farm program today at actually the Waters Farm, where we are celebrating today our family's sesquicentennial celebration for our farm. And I'm actually standing here with my father, David Waters, and my Aunt Mary Butzo and Aunt Gina Lee TV-Ball. And what I want to talk to today is they're going to explain to us how they went through the process to have this designation made. So Mary, can you explain to the listeners today about how the process of going through this with the state of Illinois to get this established?
Okay, what you need to do is go to the website for Centennial/Sesquicentennial Farms from the Illinois Department of Agriculture. You print off the forms, and it's very self-explanatory. The problem is there's a little legwork involved. You have to go to the Recorder of Deeds in the county where your farm is and find the original deed for the farm and then trace it through the generations when the farm changed hands. And sometimes the deed isn't there and you have to go find the will. The wills are at the courthouse unless it's a really old will, in which case it's in the archives at the Urbana Library. So between the archives, the courthouse, and the Recorder of Deeds, we were able to find the lineage for 4 family farms in Champaign County. 2 are sesquicentennial farms and 2 are centennial farms. You get your paperwork certified by the Recorder of Deeds, and you send everything to Springfield with a check, and they send you the sign and the paperwork.
Well, that's really neat. And what's neat about this is it really explains to everybody, I believe, that there really are family farms in the United States, not just here in Central Illinois. You know, a lot of people think their farms are owned by corporations. Most farms in the United States are owned by family. I'm going to have my Aunt Gina explain generation-wise how many generations back we are, and we'll kind of walk through. We won't get to the family tree all the way. We just want to kind of explain how many generations this family has had this farm. So,
at this particular farm, the family that's living here now, which is your brother and his wife and child, are the 7th generation. Our original ancestor was William Smith Waters, who came here from Otis, Massachusetts in the 1860s. 1869, he purchased the farm. Behind us is the house that was built in 1872, and the center of it is the original house. It's been added to and added on. But we have 7 generations. William Smith, his son was Howard, his son was Lee, who is our grandfather, his son was Robert, who is our father, his son is David, who is my brother, his son is Lee, who I'm talking to, and his sons then are Lucas and Benjamin and Noah, and then his brother Lyle is now living at the original home farm.
Yes, and Lyle and Kayla and his daughter Natalie, they all live here, and Lyle owns this property. So Natalie would be the seventh generation. And what you see behind here is this is actually my brother and my dad put this together the kind of a neat way. They've got this tractor here with this sign attached to it. I'm gonna have my dad explain the meaning of this tractor and what's kind of unique about it.
This is a 1927 McCormick Deering 1020, and that was the first tractor that Lee Waters, my grandfather, owned. Not this tractor, but the same model. And the story I was told that my dad, they used it for plowing only and working ground. And one day, Dad and the hired man stayed back to cut the oats with a binder, but they were using horses. And they made one round around the field, then they had to wait for the horses to cool off because it was really hot. And Dad and the hired man said, my dad and the hired man said, there's a horse up in the barn that won't get hot like that. So they hooked up the binder to the old 1020, and when the rest of the family came home from town, they had the field done, and they thought they would only be a quarter done. So, but anyway, I found this tractor at the I&I Historic Farm Days, and somebody had it for sale, and it's too far gone to restore. It would cost a fortune to restore it, so it's basically yard art. And we propped it up and put the sign on it, and it'll decorate the yard here.
Well, that's neat, and that's what's kind of unique about it. Is just it's not the exact tractor, but it's representing the history of not just the ownership, but of equipment that was used here. So, Dave, appreciate it having us on there today, and just want to explain to everybody that it's it's neat to have family ownership in the farm ground, and if other people are ever wanting to do this with their own family farms, it's I think it's an honor for people, especially if you've been inherited this over the years, to keep the ownership and keep the farm in the family. So this is Down on the Farm with Lee Waters, and you guys have a good day.